It's that time of the year again, the year end. You might be relaxing right now, enjoying your well-deserved break after a very, very long and hard year at work. Or you might be one of those action takers who are busy preparing for an even better 12 months ahead. As for me, what I like to do at the end of every year is to reflect on some of the areas and bad habits that I have developed that kept me stuck throughout this year, reflect on it, and basically come up with an action plan as to how I'm gonna make sure that I don't get caught in these bad habits next year so I can have a better year ahead. In this episode, I want to share with you the 5 bad habits that I am getting rid of before the end of this year so that I can have an even better year in the next 12 months. Let's get started. And I think this is going to be a multi-episode series. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, make sure that you subscribe to the Corporate Survivor podcast. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the episodes, and grab a snack and drink because I think we're going to be here for a while. So the first thing that I'm trying to get rid of, or rather a habit I'm trying to get rid of, is when I was like moving homes, moving studios this year, I realized that, oh no, how did I end up accumulating a lot of physical possessions, stuff that just gradually built up that I did not really realize. So I think sometimes when you are really, really busy, it's very easy to keep buying stuff and like just keep adding small things here and there, trinkets here and there, like small stuff here and there. And I think that's what I have been doing gradually over the years, like without really realizing it. And it does reach a certain point, and particularly at that point that I was moving houses just a couple of months ago, I came to the realization of, oh, no wonder I feel kind of stressed out every single day. Because when you have a lot of stuff surrounding you, it's kind of like this, I don't want to say it's bad energy, but it's just something on your mind, because we need to take care of our things. We need to organize our things. We need to manage them. We need to repair them. We need to A, B, C, D, E, right? So it's just like a lot of like mental clutter. The first thing that I definitely want to get rid of, and I've actually been gradually getting rid of, is just like getting rid of things that I'm no longer using, clothes that I cannot fit in anymore, clothes that I am no longer going to wear anymore, things that I am not using and have no plans to use in the future. And I can assure you there's been tons and tons of stuff that I've actually gotten rid of in the past few months, and I'm very happy about it. Not because I've been able to declutter, but it's kind of more the peace of mind that comes with knowing that, like, okay, right, I own things that I truly use. I own things that I truly value. And I'm not going to just add on stuff because that is just like a short-term solution to maybe bigger problems that I'm not trying to deal with right now. If you're listening to this podcast, I know that you're working hard, and it can sometimes feel very frustrating and very tiring to come back to an environment that's supposed to be like a very chill zone for you, and just to see stuff everywhere, and especially you're looking at things that you don't really want to deal with. I think there is a negative impact of like having too much physical possessions surrounding us and really making us feel like we cannot focus. So can you imagine, like, if you find it so difficult to focus at home, right, in your home environment, then when you go to work and when you want to focus at work, it's very challenging as well, because your mind may be super, super cluttered up as well. Because one of the things that I've been telling my clients this year is more like to actually see your work and life in a circle. If your life is messy, your home is messy, your desk is messy, your room is messy at home, then don't think that when you go to work, like things will magically work out, right? Normally, it's kind of like the same. So if at home you're a disorganized person in your personal life, and then normally your professional life is kind of a bit of a chaos as well. So that kind of like gave me a lot of clarity and peace of mind. Like the moment I started decluttering stuff, I felt a lot lighter. I felt clearer. I felt that I could focus better. That was definitely the first habit that I am in the process of getting rid of, and I'm probably gonna start culling and decluttering and editing the stuff that I own over the next couple of months as well. So this is definitely an ongoing journey for me. More importantly, I don't feel like I need to worry about all these physical possessions, and I can truly, truly focus on the things that I need to focus on without worrying that feeling too overwhelmed by the environment around me. Then there is the second bad habit that I want to get rid of this year, and that is having personal limitations. So let me explain to you. When I started my career, when I studied in school, I studied accountancy, I graduated as an accountant. For a very, very long time, the label of accountant, I feel like it has defined a lot of the things that I do, and rather maybe the things that I say I cannot do because I'm an accountant, because maybe it's an accountant, and therefore I don't know how to do public speaking, right? I can't do this, I can't do that. Or rather, also having those kind of like labels or personal limitations. Like for me, one of the things that I really struggled this year was having the identity of like, oh, I used to work in corporate, so I don't know how to engage in a more, I guess, I don't know how to communicate in a more engaging way because, in corporate, I need to present a very polite image, which it's important, but I find it very difficult to kind of like bring forward a lot of that in the podcast, in the YouTube videos, in my content, in my posts, and a lot of the things as well. I kind of really found it really difficult because I think, at the back of my mind, I had this like label of this personal limitation, or rather personal label, I mean, whatever you want to call it, like maybe I have that like mental block of like their personal definition of, oh, maybe he needs to be very serious, maybe he needs to share like career tips and career insights and career experiences in a very serious and I guess kind of boring way, a kind of like corporate talk way, which is helpful, but maybe that's not like always the way that I would convey something. But I guess the irony of what I realized is that I was talking to a friend and my friend was like, maybe what the heck are you talking about? Like, you have pink hair and you don't even dress like a person who is like super corporate-y right now. So like, why do you feel the need to make your podcast sharing so boring and like so serious? And I'm like, interesting. Because I've never really thought about it that way, but super duper helpful. The bad habit that I want to get rid of, and I think I'm just kind of like in the baby step modes of this, is like I said, right, getting rid of that personal label, or rather the personal definition that apparently I only have in my mind. Doesn't quite make sense. So that's something that I definitely want to move away from, and be more open and be more myself when sharing all these tips, insights, and experiences with you guys. And hopefully you can find a lot of value as well. I also hope that some of my very candid sharings here today have also given you a bit of an inspiration to kind of look into what are some of the bad habits that are holding you back and really stopping you from moving forward. Because I know that in our society nowadays, we just want to do. But I've always found it really, really valuable to just think about what is stopping me. Because if something is stopping me, then like it doesn't matter how fast I go, because I'm carrying this like huge baggage that's holding me back. So what I've shared today, I think is kind of like in my view, like a combination of multiple things. Because to me, like starting from the first point, like the physical possessions, that's like actual weight, right? Because if you look around your house and it's in a mess, you look around your room, it's in a mess, like that's not a good feeling. And it's going to be very difficult to focus on like the big important strategic things, particularly at the workspace. If you're someone who is really looking to grow a career in the next 12 months, it's going to be really challenging to do that. But I also do believe that there are many things that actually in our head that's even more difficult to overcome. And that's why I want to share candidly, reflect on it, and really using this chance to reset and to actually get rid of the bad habits so that I don't bring them on into the next year and hopefully into my future as well. And I'm very excited. I think there are going to be lots of interesting events and opportunities. And in fact, I'm actually sent out the full year's mentoring calls and workshops for clients in my career program next year. So we're going to start the year with a new year, new you strategy session. Then we're going to go into LinkedIn profile branding reviews. And of course, right, job performance reviews, right, opportunities and everything else. So that's going to be the focus, the bigger mission of helping thousands and thousands of like 9-to-5 professionals to feel happier at work so that they can enjoy work-life balance and have time for their friends and family. So this is going to be a series. These are some of the tips and changes that I'm going to be applying in my life as well as my career to move forward. If you enjoy these episodes, you enjoy a more candid version of sharing, and you want to make sure that you get caught up in our latest episodes, then make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow this podcast. And I will see you soon. All the best.